Hi, it's Mrs. LP here, and today's video is about learning to draw and understand 2D views of 3D objects. So this is a really useful skill for not just doing maths, but anytime you're looking at building something, quite often the plans are done in 2D of a 3D object. So it's actually a handy skill to be able to read these and draw them yourself. So I'm just going to remember that you are going to write this WALT down in your book. Make sure that you rule off before the work that you've done before. Make sure you write down the WALT neatly, and don't forget to put the date as well. So pause the video while you do that. Okay, cool. So hopefully you're done, and we're going to move on. Now, the first thing that you should know about doing 3D objects is that when you're thinking about them in 2D, you really have to change your mind frame to ignore things like curves and sticky outy bits, okay? So for example, here is a little cylinder, a little canister that I've got. Now, if I'm drawing that in 2D, that's the circle, that's the top view. And then if I'm doing the left side of it, you can see it's just a rectangle. And then the right side of it, again, is just a rectangle. Because the sides are straight here, you're not doing anything to represent the fact that this part is curved. You're just looking at it straight on, and from straight on, these look like straight lines. So if you weren't looking at the top view, this would just look like plans for a rectangular box. But the top view is what tells us that this part is curved. But if you're looking at it this way, straight lines only. So you kind of have to, you know, if you're doing art or sketching, you're expected to do shading and things like that to make it look 3D. So you don't do that when you are doing 2D views of a 3D shape. So just remember that. You're just going to ignore curves and things like that. So here's another example. This is 2D representations of a ball. Any direction that you look at it, it just looks like a circle straight on. So that's all you draw. You don't need to do anything else to show that it is a sphere and not a 2D circle. All right. Now let's have a look at a shape that I've made with Unifix blocks, because we're going to be using these a lot in this lesson. So this is a shape that I've done, and from the top, what does it look like? 5 blocks in a row, which I've drawn here. Yes, there's a bit that sticks out, but there's nothing that shows it. So that is what we mean by just ignore all the sticky outy bits. Okay, left side, what does it look like? 3 boxes in a row. Right side, what does it look like? 3 boxes in a row. Ignore the fact that there is a big sticky outy bit, okay? So that's what it means when you do 2D shapes of 3D objects. And it's a kind of a different way of thinking. You kind of really have to twist your mind a little bit. Now, I've made some slightly more complicated shapes here. And what I would like you to do is have a go at drawing these along with me. So I would suggest that while I'm doing these, that you actually pause the video before I start drawing each side, and you can actually have a go at doing them in your books, and then unpause and check that you've done it right. Okay, so this is the first one. I'm going to start with the top view. I'm going to write that. Maybe I'll do like a little 1 here to show that that's my first shape. So top view. All right, what does it look like straight on? There we go. I'm going to start drawing now. So there's 5 times 2. Cool. Is that what you got? All right. So now that I've made this my top, that must mean that this is the left side. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that around and write left side. And what does that look like to you? I can see that it's 3 blocks, then 4 blocks. Okay. That's the left side. Right, and then that must mean this is going to be the right side. So I can see that it is going to be 4 blocks, then 3 blocks. All right. So I've done my top, left, and right. If that's left and that's right, then this must be the front view. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. That's what the front view looks like. Have a look. Okay. So I can see that it's 5 along the bottom, then 3, then 2. Okay. Then 2. So let's have a look. There we go. So those are all the 6 different views of this shape that I made. Have a look at that and see if you've done the same. Shall we have a go at a different one? Okay, now let's have a look at another one. So that is going to be the top view, so have a look at it. Top is, I see 3 in a row. 3 along the bottom. So that's the top. We're going to make this the left side. And so that's nice and easy. Left side is left side. And right side. So remember, even though there's bits that are higher or lower, it doesn't matter. When you look at it straight on, there we go. Right side. So see that from straight on? Nice and easy. 3, then 3. And then if that's the front, that means that's the back. Okay. And then that must mean that's the bottom. You can see here, these are the 6 representations of this 3D shape here. There we are. All right, so now that we have had a go at doing the 2D views of 3D shapes, so this is how you draw them. Now we're going to look at how we can interpret them. So I've got a few questions for us to practice. And so what we're going to do is you can have a go at doing it as well. So this might be a chance for you to pause if you haven't done it yet and grab some Unifix blocks. All right, I'm going to have a go at this one. So I can see my front. I need 3 and then 4. There we go. I've done my front. Now from the top, it looks like this. And I can see here on the right side, it's going to be like that. So I think that this extra here, so see how I've got one line here, I need another line. And the line here is going to be top or bottom. Well, when I look at the right and left side, I can see that there's nothing here. So the line, the extra line is going to be on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and grab that. So that's the front, that's the top, and then the right side, and then the left side, and then the back. So that is how this gets interpreted in 3D. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So you might want to pause the video and have a go yourself before you watch me have a go at it. That down here. Hopefully that's correct. So that's my front. Now from the top, I can see that I need to add 2 more. Now do I add 2 more this way or that way? Let's have a think about it. Now if I add it this way, so now from the top it looks like this. That's correct. Does my right side look correct? Yes, it does. And my left side looks correct? Yes, it does. And does my back look correct? Yes, it does. Okay, so that is the 3D representation of these. Okay, the final one, and you're going to have a go at it yourself. I'm not going to do this one, but what I would like you to do is for you to have a go at it and then compare your one with 2 other people's and see if you guys ended up making the same thing. If you didn't, then that would be a chance for you to talk about why, decide which one is correct. If you really need help, then come to the teacher and have a go, present your version to the teacher and see which one is right. Have a look at these and have a go yourself. All right, so these this is some of the activities that you have done in order to learn how to do 2D views of 3D objects. What I would like you to do next is some follow-up activities where you are going to be given these and you're going to be drawing them in 3D and vice versa. Okay, cool. So good job with this, Walt, and I look forward to seeing what you present on Cecil.